Hi friends, welcome to the first module of Commerce Career Booster course by Skillakar. Let's begin with my introduction. So my name is CA Parshuram Khawle. I am a chartered accountant and MBA from IIM Kozhikode. Currently I am working with global consulting firm in consulting department. Now let us begin with one important question: why this course? So if you see any BCom graduate, so whenever they graduate, either they go for a job or they go for higher studies. So the problem comes when they try to search for a job. So according to Wheelbox, 50% of the graduates are not employable for a job, and that's where the gap is. So this doesn't mean that what you have learned in college is not useful. So that is also important, but you also need certain skills to get the job and to excel in job, and that's why this entire course is. Let me give you one example. So you cannot drive or you cannot swim unless you have the guidance of the trainer, and that's why in this entire course we have multiple modules which will teach you top 5 technical skills that will help you to get a job. For example, there are 3 modules on account executive. We will learn what account executive do, and we'll also try to do it so that you will have the confidence and you can easily get the job of account executive. Along with this, there are also few modules that will cover some soft skills and also some technical tools like Tally, Excel, PPT. So all this will be covering in this entire course. And after this, there is one important module which is interview preparation, because for any job you will require to give an interview, and that's why we have included one module on interview preparation. So what 4 things are required to get a job? First one is knowledge, second one is experience, third one is skills, and fourth one is interview preparation. So knowledge is something that you have gained from college and school, but don't worry, we will try to revise and revisit all the important topics that are required for job. Second is experience. It is an optional because freshers will not be having that experience. Third one is skills. So that is why this entire course is of Skillakar. And the last one is interview preparation, and for which we have this module. Before we begin, let me break one very important wrong assumption about BCom. Many students feel that this course is not sufficient to help them to get the job. Additional courses or MBA is required. This is very wrong assumption. I recently met a student who was giving BCom just as a formality. He never considered it as a medium for getting a great and successful career. So after completing BCom, you can take up multiple jobs like account executive, audit assistant, tally accountant, tax accountant, management trainee, HR executive, loan officer, bank teller, risk analyst, investment analyst. So if you are ready, let's begin with interview preparation module. Interview preparation has 4 steps. First one is preparing your resume, then applying for job, then your performance in the interview, and last one is follow-up. So we'll begin with resume preparation. Suppose you are sitting here and your employer is sitting in the office. Now if the interview is online, you will send your resume through email. But if it's offline, you will go there and the first thing that your employer will ask is for your resume. You can say that your resume is your first impression, and how your first impression should be: bhari, damdar, powerful. So let's prepare this damdar resume. How will you visit your employer? Like this or like this? Obviously not like this, right? So similarly, your resume should not be colorful. It should be solid, simple color. In the resource section of this video, we have given multiple formats for you to download and start editing. Resume has 5 parts: header, summary, work experience, educational details, and other info. Header will have your name, phone number, email address, date of birth. You can also include LinkedIn profile there. Just a tip here: always use professional email addresses like parshuram.khawle@gmail.com. Avoid using email addresses with fancy names like sweet_john@gmail.com. After reading this email address, your employer will be like maro mujhe maro. So if you have an email address with such fancy names, so just update it. The second part is summary. So summary is 2-liner highlight about you. For example, I am recently graduated from Kumar College. with a bachelor's degree in account and finance. I am focused, detailed oriented and proficient in accounting. So this two-liner will be your summary. So you are not required to draft it. You can refer to sample summaries which we have given in the resource section. So just go there, refer to what sample summaries we have given. You can also search online, and one of the best way currently to do is by using ChatGPT. So let's see how to do it. Visit chat.openai.com, go to the below text box and write I am commerce graduate student, write two-liner summary for resume. So this will give some fantastic result to you. Edit this and use it for your resume or refer to the sample summaries that we have provided. ChatGPT or any other generative AI tools are very important. We will deep dive into them later on because they will also help you in your communication when you will start your job. Now let's move on to the third part, which is work experience. Write your work experience in this format: organization name, your role in that particular organization and period, from when to when you are having that particular job. For example, June 2022 to June 2023, 1 year. And below this, try to write all the achievements that you had in that particular job. And one tip, whenever you are writing any achievement, try to quantify it. For example, if you have written that you have increased the sales when you were there in that particular job, so quantify by how much percentage you have increased the sale. But if you are a fresher, so you can use this section for mentioning your internship, courses and certification details. Suppose if you have not done anything, you have not done any internship, so the right time is now. There are many portals where you can go and apply for internship. One such portal is internshala.com. So visit this www.internshala.com, go to their internship section. Within that, hover over profile and go to finance internships. Here apply and add this to your CV. Now coming to your course and certifications part. There are similar sites like Udemy, Coursera, where you can undertake some courses. There are also free courses available, so you can take that. And one more important thing is that you can write the course of this name as well in your resume. So write Skillakar Career Booster course. So this is how you will complete your work experience section. Now let's move on to the second last section, which is educational details. Here you will mention your 10th, 12th and graduation details in a sequence of highest education level first, that is your graduation. So you will start with your graduation, then 12th and 10th. In the first column, write your standard, whether it's 10th or 12th. Then in the second column, write school or college name. And in the last column, write percentage or CGPA. If currently you are studying, for example, graduation, you are currently doing it. So in the last column, just write going on. If you are fresher, then this section will come immediately after summary. Now let's move on to the last part of your resume, which is other information. You can use this section to highlight your achievements, your social work, your other extracurricular activities, be it in sport or any other activity. So this is how we will complete the entire resume. Again, you can refer to the formats available in the resource section. Two important points to note while preparing your resume. First is be genuine. So the employer has multiple ways of doing a background check and checking whether the information is true or not. So don't give false statement. The second is keep it concise. The resume should not exceed 1 page. Now let's move on to the next step, that is job application. So once this entire course is completed and your resume is ready, you can apply to multiple online portals. Some of the popular sites through which you can apply for job are Naukri.com, Shine.com, Times Now, LinkedIn, Indeed and Monster.com. There are other sites as well which you can find online. As well as you can apply from apps. So there are certain apps available on Play Store like Apna or Hirect. After completing this entire course, you can easily apply to the job profiles of account executive, tally accountant, tax accountant or audit assistant. So visit any of the site which I have mentioned just now and search for this profile. Sometimes you will find the job profile name different. So instead of account executive, you can find the profile name as accountant or finance executive. So it is always advisable to go through the description, see if it is matching with what you have learned, and then apply for the job. One tip before you start applying for the job is update your LinkedIn profile. Also, while applying job, just check for the job location. So once you submit your resume on this job portals, either you will get a call or you will receive a mail from the employers for the next round, which can be an online assessment or an interview. An interview can be an offline one or an online one, or through call or through Zoom invite. So let's see what happens in the interview. And this brings us to the next step, which is excellent performance in interview. So once your interview start, the first thing that the employer might ask you is to introduce yourself. So practice and prepare this introduction beforehand. So it will include your name, your educational background, your work experience, your course and certifications, your achievement, and what you aspire to be. Then the employer might ask certain technical questions on accounts, tax, finance, or audit based on your job profile. Suppose if the job profile is of account executive, then the employer might ask more questions on accounts. You can also expect some non-technical questions like what is your dream job? What are your expectations from the current job? Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? What do you know about our company? Or what are your significant achievement? If you see the fourth question, which is what do you know about the company? So this differs from company to company. So suppose if you are applying for ABC Limited, so visit ABC Limited website and try to research and try to read about all the company's history, what are their products. You can expect questions related to company products, its services, who are its stakeholders, who are its major customers, and all that. You can also search company's name online and try to read about it. Also read the news related to the companies. If you see the last question, which is tell me something about yourself, your greatest achievement. So tell something to the interviewer which you are actually proud of, which you have already mentioned in the resume. It is always better if you tell something related to your work experience, something that you have achieved related to work. There is one file in the resource section, top interview questions. We have tried to compile all important questions that you might face in the interview and its suggested answer. So go through it before the interview. During the interview, apart from what you say, what matters is your action. So stay confident, smile, listen carefully. And if you don't know something, any question, then just tell genuinely, stay honest. Tell the interviewer that you don't know this, but you will look into it further later on. And at last, even if the interview is related to accounts or audit, you can expect 1-2 questions related to current affairs. So it's very important that you read news related to current affairs, the major happenings in India or around the world, and newspaper will help here. If you are already not regularly reading it, so start reading it. Spend at least half an hour reading news about business, technology, science, sports, etc. One thing that we have observed in students, that even though they know answers, they are not able to speak because of confidence issue and English speaking issue. So to improve your confidence, what you can do is you can give mock interviews. Ask your friends or family members to take your practice interviews. And the second thing is how you can improve your English is try to watch one TED Talk video every day with subtitles. Second is read books, and third is practice English speaking every day with your friends or your family members. This will help you to improve your English as well as to improve your confidence. Friends, interview is a long process. So after your initial interview round, there might be further rounds. There might be online assessment or group discussions. So if at any point, if you feel that you are not receiving the response from the employer, try to give them a call back if they have given you contact details, or mail them. This is our fourth step, follow-up. This will also show your interest to the employer in the job. And for group discussion, we have discussed it in detail in the soft skill module. This brings us to the end of this module. So just for the recap, we saw what requires to get a job, how to prepare resume, how to apply for job, how to perform in interview, and finally the follow-up. Now certain actions on you regarding this module. First, download the sample resume and update your resume. Second, complete the remaining module and start applying for job. Third, is read the all top interview questions from the resource section. Fourth, start reading newspaper. And if you are student, then start doing internship courses and certifications. Thank you so much. See you in the next module.